This is the VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook. This is valid on this 15th day of November, and this will be valid through next Thursday, the 20th of November. We have one major weather concern for utilities, and this will be a transition type storm, which will fall and begin as snow or wet snow, and then transition to rain for most, if not all, of the state of Vermont, beginning along about Monday and lasting into Monday night. Looks like the snow will fall during the morning hours and into the early afternoon with that transition, and that also means we could see a little period of sleet as well as some freezing rain in a few pockets. This mainly going right to rain as temperatures will be rising above the freezing mark as we get into the afternoon and evening hours on Monday. So this will be lasting into Monday night. At this point in time, utilities should monitor. I'll be having a heads up during the day on Sunday, so we'll cover that a little bit better as we get closer in time, as this still is one of these kind of situations where things are changing, but starting to gel just a bit. We are also looking at good project weather for basically the rest of today, this Saturday. And as you can see, that I was looking at Lincoln Peak over toward the Sugarbush region with the north central Green Mountains out of Waitsfield. But we have some very solid weather, a really beautiful day in progress, although on the cold side. How cold is it? Well, temperatures, it's past high temperatures at this point. We're looking at a high of only about 30 degrees in Montpelier, 30 degrees up around Newport. Temperatures in the Connecticut River Valley, the Champlain River Valley, a little bit warmer, basically in the mid-30s. But lots and lots of sunshine for what is a pretty decent day. And broadening that out, we do have a southwesterly flow with a ridge of higher pressure working across the region, bringing us this beautiful condition. And right now, weather conditions are such that just a few lake effect snow showers associated coming off of Lake Erie as well as Lake Ontario. These will be playing a role during the afternoon on Monday, and just a little bit of flurry activity right across northern areas. Let's get to the modeling. Okay, we have a surface area of higher pressure located over a wide area of the eastern half of the country, and that is providing us with a pretty gorgeous day currently. But some lake effect snow showers and flurries streaming east of the Great Lakes. It's sometimes out of the southwest, this trajectory, sometimes out of the northwest, and this is going to be flopping back and forth. And with the colder than normal temperature anomalies we're going to see through this entire period going into at least next weekend, this will be occasionally causing a little bit of light precipitation now and then with the dusting to maybe a couple inches of snowfall. But our main concern is not that storm system that's moving in across the region on Sunday. You can see that's mostly just barely nicking the northwest corner of the state up and around the Champlain Valley. We're watching what will happen is a weather system that has a Gulf of Mexico inflow, lots of moisture trajectory here. And this will be a problem as it'll bring us a period of wet snow. Ground temperatures are below freezing, as well as air temperatures. So we'll start out with wet snow, and this will transition with a little chunk of moisture here. This, again, tapped out of the Gulf of Mexico, so it has some moisture to work with. And this will be an issue where temperatures will get cold enough, and most of that will pass as we get into basically long before, about 7 o'clock on Tuesday morning. But you can see thereafter a cold northwesterly wind will blow around this area of low pressure, and this flow will be coming out of the Great Lakes, and we'll be dealing with lake effect snow showers and flurries downwind of those Great Lakes, mainly Lake Ontario. Another shortwave trough will work in, it looks like, during the day on Thursday, a Wednesday night into Thursday, and again, good for a few more snow showers or flurries. But our main issue is these kinds of systems that come in out of the Ohio River Valley, and this is a particular juicy one, so it has a fair amount of moisture, and we're going to have to watch wet snow loading. At this point in time, it looks to me like it's really more of a travel issue and not a huge concern for utilities, but something we're going to have to continue to monitor, and we'll have more on that during the morning hours on Sunday with a heads up. We're going to be zeroing in on this weather system. This is good for about 1 o'clock in the morning on Monday, and as with precipitation in the light green begins to enter Bennington County, we're looking at temperatures that are actually below the 32-degree mark at the surface. We're also looking at the 0-degree isotherm at 850 millibars, and this indicates all snow throughout the region, at least at onset. So as the precipitation begins to move into the region, we'll start to see that warmer air aloft also trajectory come into play here. And with the heaviest precipitation mostly passing into southern New England, some of that heavier stuff will get into our neck of the woods, especially here. And you can see as it transitions. Now, this will be in effect roughly about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Temperatures generally along and east of the Green Mountains and, say, north of about parts of Windsor County look to be remaining below the freezing mark. And but after we get past around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it does look like the whole state will transition above the freezing mark, as you can see here, with the Northeast Kingdom being the last. But even there, that's a rain forecast right there. So gives you an idea that we're looking at the 0 degree isotherm, meaning this is falling all as raindrops, and a fair amount of rain at that. Every 3 hours, you're getting somewhere around a quarter of an inch or so. So this is going to accumulate and it's going to add up. This will be one of our more copious precipitation events we've seen in a while. So wet snow transitioning to rain across this area during the afternoon and into the evening commute, no doubt about that, and probably some of that's going to linger, it looks like, as we get into the evening hours on Monday night. That's good for about 10 o'clock on Monday night, and you can see the snow comes back with the 0 degree isotherm, colder aloft, still above freezing though at the surface. So temperatures will be actually supporting maybe some wet snowflakes at times, but not a whole lot in the way of accumulation at this point as we get into the nighttime hours on Tuesday. But this will be one of those messy mixed transition type storms, and we'll have to monitor it carefully. Here's the GFS ensemble. The other model we looked at was the European. And you can see cold enough to snow and then a rain transition, a little bit of freezing rain in some of the whiskers there, but a fair amount of precipitation. Looks like your midpoint, you're talking probably better than about 6/10 of an inch with this particular storm. Not a whole lot to worry thereafter, though. It looks like everything will be falling as snow. As we get later in the period, we might be finding another precipitation event very similar as it sets up later on this coming weekend. And here's total precipitation from Saturday to Saturday, next Saturday, and good through the 22nd. And we're looking at generally about a ½ inch to about an inch of mixed precipitation types. And again, a lot of this will be falling as wet snow and then a transition to rain, all of that taking place into basically Monday and Monday night. This is the temperature track here, what we're looking at. This would be valid through next Thursday night, and temperatures well below normal. Some of the coldest anomalies will be in the center of the nation, and of course up into the Canadian prairies. And then a little bit after this period, we'll move ahead about 3 days, and you can see not a whole lot of change, but temperatures running about anywhere from about 5 to about 15 degrees below normal on average. And this is centered on Montpelier, the meteogram from Iowa State. And today's high basically in the low 30s, and nighttime lows back down 20 to 25. We're looking at the warmest weather we're going to see during the day on Sunday. If it wasn't for those few flurries in the very far northwest corner, some of the mountaintops of the far northern Green Mountains, it would be a perfect day and probably a good project weather day as well. But temperatures go down then, it looks like Monday morning, sufficiently below the freezing mark. And then we're seeing high temperatures through the day, that transition of warmer air making it in, so temperatures running above the 32-degree mark. That'll relieve any kind of wet snow loading or any kind of freezing precipitation, so we don't have a whole lot of concerns. Really, this is going to be a real travel issue, I think. But temperatures make a pretty good fall, and of note, we get back into the low and mid-teens. There could even be some single-digit temperatures as we get into Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. And then temperatures make a little bit of a rebound upward later on. So not everybody has seen snow, but this is the week 7-day snowfall. About 1 inch at my location in Wuthering Heights, Worcester Co-op Station here, and through parts of Washington County, up to a couple inches in northern portions of Caledonia County, parts of Essex, and the higher terrain of the Northeast Kingdom. And then likewise, snow depths reflect the same thing. We've had a little bit more snow out here, and it's been accumulating and keeping a little bit better in some parts of the Northeast Kingdom. Again, not a whole lot to show for snowfall reports, at least in the lower elevations across a good section of southern Vermont. That's it. I'll have a heads up during Sunday morning. Thanks for watching. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights Consulting.